Welcome to the Gaming Lounge. We've got a full review of Medal of Honor and DJ Hero 2. But first, game news. Microsoft's Kinect is about to be released, allowing players truly controller-free gaming. Early reviews indicate a fairly strong lineup with standout games Dance Central and Kinect Sports. The change from the prototype has been to ditch onboard processing in a move to cut costs, to bring the costs more in line with PlayStation Move. This has resulted in some lag in on-screen movement, which casual gamers and families are unlikely to notice, so it's still a great party tool. But having to completely clear a massive space to play it could prove a problem. And after yet another minor delay, Gran Turismo 5's discs are finally being pressed, costing Sony around $60 million to develop over a period of 5 years. The racing simulator is highly anticipated by petrol heads and casual racing fans alike. Medal of Honor is a reboot for the series, which was a success on the previous generation of consoles. It brings its setting right up to date, being set in an ongoing conflict in Afghanistan. This has resulted in controversy and some concessions, including the Taliban being renamed Opposing Force in the multiplayer portion. I was personally excited for this game because I was a bit sick of the Call of Duty franchise and wanted something a bit more authentic, which this definitely tries to be. Still copies much from Call of Duty, including heavily scripted missions, set pieces, and switching between different soldiers' perspectives. So you'll be a Tier 1 operator, a Marine, and a chopper pilot. But it doesn't go to the excesses of Call of Duty, such as taking down guys while driving a snowmobile. An example of the authenticity is when you're tasked with providing suppressive fire to a group of Marines who are moving up to take out a machine gun nest. All you have to do is keep suppressing the machine gun nest. You don't actually need to kill anyone, you just need to keep providing covering fire and your team will move up. You can slide into cover and lean out of cover, which is really cool. The enemy AI tends to be quite predictable and can become a bit of a shooting gallery. Weapons have a great powerful feel, which is helped by the sound. I couldn't get over the sound of the G3 firing in single shot and just kept wanting to use it. The music is great and swells in certain moments to really emphasise the tension and the dramatic moments and set pieces, such as when you're surrounded by Taliban and running out of ammo and are waiting for an airstrike. The single player campaign is quite shorter, around 6 to 7 hours, but really all the Call of Duty franchise and those sort of FPS games are shortening their single player games and really compensating for that with massive multiplayer components, so it's really not that surprising. The multiplayer component is developed by DICE completely separately to Danger Close's single player campaign and actually uses a different engine, the Frostbite engine from Battlefield Bad Company 2. It's a completely different beast, and one reviewer said he almost had to check the disc to make sure he was playing the same game. It treads the line between Modern Warfare 2's frantic sort of style of firefights and Bad Company's more strategic and vehicle-driven sort of conflicts. There's a lot less destructibility, which is a bit sad to see. It's really limited destructibility. There's less vehicles, there's only one that you can really ever use. And the maps are smaller, designed to increase the intensity and make a really more fast-paced sort of Call of Duty style experience. But there aren't many of these maps and not a heap of unlocks in the leveling up system, so longevity may be an issue here. Ultimately, I'll still probably pick up Black Ops, but definitely wanted to give this a try because it was trying to be a bit different and a bit more authentic and didn't have the over-the-top sort of sequences from Call of Duty. The single player is a great story, the sound is awesome, and the multiplayer keeps it going, so it's definitely worth a look. The original DJ Hero was a breakthrough game that finally got me excited about rhythm-based games. I didn't want to play a fake guitar or some fake drums because it just wasn't for me. Fortunately, there were a lot of other people out there that just wanted to DJ as well, and so the first game was quite a success, and because of that we have DJ Hero 2. The developer has realised a lot of the players aren't playing for quirky, funny remixes like Queen versus 50 Cent. They just want to DJ current tunes that go well together, and so the track list has been revised. A lot more club tracks, a lot more house and top 40 pop sort of stuff, with rap and R&B still being heavily featured because it is an American game, so that's understandable. The basic premise remains the same. Notes come down the record and you have to hit or scratch when they come into the hit zone. You also have crossfading, which will solo the left or right sections of the track, and you do this when the streams move out to the left or the right. That was pretty much it for the first game, but you now have held presses, freestyle scratches, where you can vary the speed of your scratching, and my favourite, freestyle crossfade. This is the most accurate representation of real DJing because during these sections you can crossfade to the left or right at will. When you get these sounding good, it feels awesome, particularly if you like the song. There's more of a career mode this time around. You'll travel the world playing at new clubs and playing new styles of music wherever you go. The interface is much more slick and simple, and the dancers' animations and the crowds in the clubs are just a lot better this time around. There's new feature DJs including Deadmau5, David Guetta, and new multiplayer modes including checkpoint battles and call and response type events that make it way better for parties and online. Overall, it's a great sequel that makes major improvements in every way, and all these small additions that aren't too complex make playing the mixes that much more exciting. The inclusion of Cascade tracks sold it for me, and there's definitely something in there for everyone.
RAS Media. We can handle the big jobs.